Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network as we are back here on a wonderful Tuesday night of October, start of the spooky season. We are live here from, well, one of the tracks out there in the west side of things, Sonoma. The road course they add to, they got quite a few on the schedule, I would assume. So, they have a lot of rights. It is as I call it, the traditional layout of the Cup Series as the truckers will be on. So, I'm going to go over a little bit of their information real quick. So you see here, the configuration will be the Cup Historic. We are in Sonoma. 1.9 miles. Current track temp is 98 degrees with an 18-foot altitude. 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 51% humidity, clear skies, 1 mile per hour wind. It is not. It is absolutely not 125 laps. So let me fix that. There you go. That's a little better. So 25 laps, 80% fuel, 4 sets of tires, 4 sets of tires, 1 quick fix. Edmonds agreed they want to do their little caution thingy-majiggy at lap 10, so that's what we're doing, and they don't have green, white, checkered, so don't mind that. That'll all be implemented next week when they head to Texas. So, that will do that, so. Now I'm out of your hair, and everybody gets to listen to Will for a little bit.
Yes, indeed, Brian. So Sonoma Raceway, originally known as Sears Point Raceway, it's a multi-configuration racetrack, different configurations here. Everything is raced here from under the sun. You can think of it, you name it, from historic to open wheel cars of every sort to Trans Am, sports cars, stock cars, you name it, it's raced here. Drag strip, there's a drag strip pretty much in the center as it goes up the hill, pivots. It's a very odd dimensioned drag strip. But anyway, not talking about the drag strip today because we're not even really going to be on it at all. So this can be a technical, fast-flowing circuit. It has its challenges. It has its different elevation changes as far as climbs and then descends. So that's what you have to be on the lookout for as far as not over braking yourself or over driving yourself through this track. It's very simple to do, very easy to do. Like I said, with how rhythmic it can be, like Brian said, it's got its lefts, it has its rights, but you can't get lost and can't get crossed up. You're very likely and easy to just start spinning your tires out of each and every one of these corners. It's so easy to do. So 12 corners here, 160 foot elevation change, like I was talking about with the elevation changes. Good evening, hello.
That's probably Kyle.
Okay, good point.
It's me, fellas. I'm in the state office.
You're good.
Oh, okay. I just heard an entry. I was just saying hello. Yes, so like I said, pretty much everything under the sun is raced here. Just about you want to think about it, name it, it's pretty much raced here. Moto America, that is super bikes. It's a very great track. There's different layouts. There's a chicane down this back part. If you want to try that part of the circuit where it's kind of a more straight than chicane type thing, like you see at Watkins Glen, sort of. Not really. It's really more technical, hard braking, almost come to a complete stop. We're not using that part of the track either today, so we don't have to talk too much about it. Riding on board with Hunsaker, maybe we'll get a better shot during the race, but you'll get to see the elevation change. He was actually powering down after the stripe anyway. But maybe, Brian, we can
Hello,
go on
Jaden.
board. We can go on board on the initial start, and the fans at home can get a bird's eye view of that elevation change from way down at the flag stand all the way up at the top of the hill and so on and so forth. But this has been a main fixture on the NASCAR schedule ever since 1989. They have been coming here to this track. They had to go somewhere else in California after they did away with Riverside, which we shall not talk about no more after that. Basically like what they did to Auto Club, which we will not talk more about that either. So, yes, just take away everything we cherish. But, yeah, I think it's going to be one heck of a doozy of a race. If I last looked, I think we had 22 competitors putting down practice lap times here. So it's going to be in store for something else, I do believe, Brian. This is one of the most bigger fields. Normally the trucks do have the bigger fields, but one of the bigger fields on a road course for sure. Great to see a decent turnout for a road course.
1920 at Long Beach, something like that.
Well, I remember, what was it, last year at COTA, you had 22, I think it was. So.
Oh, yeah. We ain't gonna...
It might have been 25. It was a decent crowd at COTA. Man, they're only running 100 laps for this Coca-Cola esports shebang.
100 laps is plenty enough.
Right. As old Pro Boss would say, you know, if you can't get it done within this amount of time, if you can't show them what you got, then you shouldn't be here.
Hey, that's how I see it, but I don't say you shouldn't be here, but... Well...
Well, you know, sometimes honesty is the best policy, though.
Yep.
So, Sonoma, wine country here this evening.
Hey, Nathan! Is that Nathan? That is Nathan. Nathan made it. Look at that. It's a good thing I gave him 10 minutes, huh? I thought I gave him 5. We'll probably see a lot more next week because, you know, road courses and really ain't...
Nevertheless, this is a good turnout, though, for a road course.
Just call me anime. It's fine. There you go. So you call him anime. Anime P7.
So that was a good view on board with, you said that's Nathan, right?
That is Mr. Nathan Lines. Yes, sir. Anyway, well, how's your day been? Been alright? You been smooth jazzing or what? Kicking them feet up or what?
It's been a very long day, but other than that, it was a pretty good day, you know.
Oh,
So.
If you want to go to bed, you can.
No, it's not like that. Just another one of those days. It's just another day that ends with Y, you know.
Oh, flustering, ain't it?
No, I wouldn't really say that's the word. It's just,
Where's Kyle at?
long. He was here, he said. He's just chilling.
Figure I can talk
So you get to
Kyle for 15 minutes. And then we could tell him to be quiet and go mute again. There you go.
But as you can see, the undulation, the different track change, it's very flat once you get out of turn 11 coming to turn 12.
Oh, that's it. Boom, boom, boom.
They could also be maybe thinking that turn 11 is right there and turn 12 could be the kink right before the start finish line. Some people classify that as the final corner.
The
I do not,
grid.
it's just a slight
So,
kink.
so starting row 1, we'll have Matthew Hunsaker and Dave Barry. Row 2, we'll have Mike Slaughter and Brandon Moore. Row 3, we'll have Sammy Archibald and Zach Deuscher. Row 4, we'll have Xavion and Phillip. Row 5, we'll have Cameron Smith and Troy Daggett. Will, the rest is yours.
Oh, I wasn't ready. Go ahead.
Okay. I say
My
row
bad.
5. Yeah. So row 6 would be Tyler Kim and Joe Stipe. Row 7 would be Josh Small and Anthony Line. Row 8 would be Joshua Highball and AB. Row 9 would be
Paul Lawson.
There you go. Go ahead.
Yep. Paul Lawson and Christopher Campbell. And then Nathan Line rounds out the field, sitting shotgun. So there we go. My bad. I was sharing the broadcast.
No, you're good. So under these pace laps here, we'll go ahead and ride on board so they can see the wonderful elevation. So 19 truckers tonight, sorry. Once again, I'd like to thank all the viewers out here tonight tuning in to the BNR broadcast from myself and Will. Oh God, I hope you're saying the starting stand. Okay. They would really be in for it, wouldn't they? Oh no, they're going to follow the safety. But I'd like to thank all the viewers coming out. Matthew, you better go. There you go. All the viewers coming out, tuning in here with these truckers on a Tuesday night. Chat it up with us. We like the interaction. We'll be glad to answer any questions, any information you guys need. We'll be glad to give it to you. Any NASCAR questions, you can direct that right to Will. Will's our NASCAR enthusiast. So you see here they're going uphill at the moment. Will, you can let them know which turns that they are heading into.
Well, thank you, Brian. Yes. So going through, I believe this would be turn 4 at the top of the hill. And then down into turn 5 into 6. I need to find my handy-dandy track map, to be honest. I had it a while ago when I was reading off all the sights and sounds of Sonoma.
Yep.
Yes,
7.
turn 7. And then into the S's, turn 8, 9,
10.
10. Yep, these are 8, 9, and 10. Coming up will be turn 10 after this little short shoot here, or this little right here before basically where you would stage your dragsters up here behind the press box. Right here would be turn 10, where they're coming up to right now. This is turn 10. And yeah, I was correct. They count that kink before the start finish as turn 12. So this is turn 11. The tight hairpin here, where throughout the years you've seen so many people get it wrong, either fly into the tires or just get rear-ended from behind. Of course, that's what. So rolling into the start. Green flag is out. We're rolling here at Sonoma. Green flag racing at Sears Point. Going up the hill for the first time of asking. Like Brian said, there will be a comp caution at lap number 10. So yes, I believe Archie's in the WBRL Foundation truck. 42. Oh, Nathan Line already in some trouble. Paul Lawson I believe, in the 42 in some trouble as well. So you see how bumpy, it may be flat, but it's also quite bumpy. There's different bumps and divots that these drivers are having to face, having to navigate. And anytime under braking that you have to navigate bumps, that's going to really be offsetting, so to speak, to that vehicle's liking. And it's going to be one heck of a ride, that's for sure. Trouble again for Nathan going through the final corner there. Matthew trying to pull out to a lead, but not really leaving Dave too far away. And Mike Slaughter right there. So a 3-truck breakaway at the front of the field. Brandon Moore in tow, though. He's got Zach Deutscher right there. So the top 5 right there. The only person to gain a position or lose one from the start of the top 6 is Zach Deutscher. Sammy Archibald down 1 spot. Troubles there for Aaron Bradford, spinning, I believe that was turn 7, having a moment going through that set of corners. Getting him back going again, though.
It seems like these top 3 are about even in that last turn.
It does look to be that way, Brian.
But very, you got that semi-short little stretch there, so you can gain some time there. And then coming out of there gets all the tricky turns that going uphill here.
You're going to have different points of the track where you're going to be better than one person, or that other person might be better than you. They're going to be able to cut the corners per se, or maybe hit the apex a bit better than you, get through the corner, get straighter off the corner than you, not have too much wheel slippage. We're seeing just a mangle just about for the top 6 positions here. Some of the fastest competitors in the BNR Truck Series up here, the top 6 at least. They are really wheeling and dealing at the moment, but how long can it last?
The field's pretty evenly spaced out, which is, what we expect of a road course. But this is why the admins wanted to do that little calm caution at lap 10 to get everybody bunched back up and take that advantage of freshies and fix whatever they got to fix. Even though these drivers do have a quick fix, so I think that's a new thing they want to implement on the road courses, depending on the laps. I think it's pretty fair. It gives everybody another wholesome shot. So.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is a 2.5-mile circuit you're having to navigate as well, Brian. So it would be just like the length of say, the Daytona Oval, or almost going around Talladega. But it's not an oval, it's a road course. So like we said, you're having to navigate some twists and turns here and there, and all about timing when you want to get back to the throttles, so to speak. And like I just said, how straight can you make some of these corners is also the next thing.
Right. That's the other thing. You want to be really on your feet here. I mean, you got to hit your marks perfect. I mean, at least to your best. At least. They ain't got to be perfect all the time. Just most of the turns, in order to gain something, you got to be a little bit better than somebody at most of the turns. We know who our dominant forces are at road courses. We know that. We've seen it before last season, but sometimes they can step on their own foot, and then that's it. That's why I said you ride, you be patient, you gain spots up. Somebody's bound to step on something. And with the longer these boys go and the harder they push, well, those tires are going to be treacherous.
Yes, it's so easy to, like I said before at the top of the show, outbrake yourself, overdrive into these corners. Uh, like that rear end up a bit more than you wanted to. Get back into the throttle faster. Not too much of a wind gust to really worry about today. So that's a good thing. These trucks aren't going to be struggling going through these corners as far as that goes. But 100-degree track temp, not too bad, but it's going to be a little bit slick out there at least, Brian. So got to
Oh,
keep
yeah.
that in mind. 5 laps to go at the stripe here until we get to that comp caution at lap 10 laps into this race. And then it will be somewhere around about a 15 to 13 lap shootout, one would ponder.
Yep. Anyway, well, next week I'm going to say it again. These guys are at Texas. So, a mile and a half.
Texas Motor Speedway that also has a multi-purpose facility as in a road course. So
That's right, they do.
They have they have a roval, but it hasn't really been raced on in quite some time.
So it's probably
The American,
worn out.
yes, now really the only thing that uses it is the American Drift competition. But
That's what I thought. I could have swore I came across a drift competition there.
mhm.
Scrolling through YouTube, and I'm like, oh, Texas. Are they drifting around the oval? And then I look, I'm like, oh, no, it's not. Hey, there's the drag strip.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Cameron.
trouble.
I like to put these boys on a drag strip and have a little competition with them. But I don't know if we can use it, though. I'll have to test it.
You never know where there might be an invisible wall.
No, because sometimes if you go in the back of your car or truck or whatever, it just falls right through the ground.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. That's to deter you from going those places, I suppose.
Yes. I've seen people do it, though. I don't know if they fixed it.
Barry not going away from Hunsaker, but Hunsaker seems to be a wee bit better in the third sector here compared to Slaughter and Barry. Barry, they're in basically the end of the middle into the third sector. Seems to be just a bit, I don't want to say sluggish, but a bit more hesitant. And Slaughter giving Barry a bit more breathing room.
Oh, you see here, side by side. But Anthony Lyon's going to let Cameron have at it. Let him go ahead and get in there. Some of these guys ain't road course drivers, but the problem is you got to get used to it. That's what they got to do in real life. Well, we know this. We've seen it. All the road courses they go through, some drivers are absolutely not good at it at all. But that's what they get paid to do. Unfortunately, these guys don't. So there's their option to show up or not to gain the points that they need heading into closer towards the end. Any race you show up to, get all the points that you can. You miss a race or two, it's probably going to hurt you.
Yeah, it's going to hurt big time for sure, but it won't hurt as bad as if you just showed up, got points, and like you said, carried on. This track is 30 miles north of San Francisco in Oakland, California, so.
Oh, yeah.
More tidbit, useless information to have.
Hey, A lot of people find all that information useful. Where are we at Sunday? Oh, that's right, Dega. Oh my goodness.
I've got Kansas, so they just postponed it. It was a postponement. It wasn't like a write-off. It was because they're in their playoffs and everything. So they,
Extended it a
yeah.
week.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. They didn't really
Yeah.
like cancel. Yeah, they just
It just got
rescheduled it.
moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see next year Rockingham on the schedule on TV. That'd be good. I'm glad they're now starting to bring back some of the older tracks that have been part of the NASCAR history. So,
Yeah, I do have to agree with that. Rockingham was a staple of the calendar for so many years, whether Busch Grand National Cars accompanied with the Cup cars or what have you, and then trucks went there for about a year or two. I thought that was nice, but
making
great
that
to
pass. Can he get it? No, he can't. That's the thing. That
great
last turn's tricky to make it pass.
great great battle forming here for third place between Deutscher and Slaughter. So, like you say, that's a tricky place to try to maybe set up somebody because you almost have to outbreak them into that corner to have that position and maybe have that drive off. If you don't have the drive off, you're not going to be able to take that position away like we just saw. So, and like we're seeing, some people are better in the first sector, others are better in the second sector, and then others are better in the final sector. We are seeing that right now. The top six, top five, top six here. You're seeing where they're better, where they're stronger, where they're weaker. You're seeing it right here.
Oh yeah. You see there, Slaughter on the rear of that 56 machine. But if you look back a little bit more, not too far behind those two, is Mr. Zach Deutscher. We know his experience at road courses are good. But we see Dave Barry coming in, everybody making their pit stop. Dang it, I should have closed the pits. That's horrible.
Caution
Well-
out. What is this for, Earl? Say again? Caution for.
Oh, there you
In
go.
the wall.
They did it. I was getting ready to mash it. Awesome, they got it on point. So that will be their comp at lap 10. They'll get Rally up here to catch that Porsche pace car. There it is. There's the Porsche.
And there's the blimp.
Yeah. Now if you want to see the blimp cam, right here.
Get a good aerial view of the S's and that other part, the alternative club circuit part that I was talking about, where you see that part of the chicane, and then the other part where you can just kind of straighten out the course there. It was real funny in old NASCAR games to kind of straighten the course there. Sometimes you didn't have tire barriers to keep you in certain boundaries, so to speak, right, Brian? And man, that was a heck of a time, man. But I just tell you what, Hunsaker chooses not to pit along with Slaughter, so the front two stay out. Questionable call, but I do believe everybody else comes down to pit besides the ones that pitted under right before the caution.
Oh yeah. If you want, we can talk to Matt and see how he's doing out there.
Yeah, sure. Let's give him a ring.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
Hey, Matt. How you
What's
doing?
up? Good. How are you
I'll
doing?
just, I'm fairly decent. So, how are you keeping everybody at bay behind you? And why didn't you pit? Do you just feel like you okay? You don't need to pit? What's going on?
Oh, I don't need fuel.
Uh huh.
And the two behind me, they took tires the lap before.
Yeah, they did. So they have freshy tires, and are you going to be able to hold them off, or what's the battle plan here, Matt?
I don't know. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can. Feel like I did a good job of saving my tires. We will see.
How is it trying to chase that Porsche?
It's not that bad. Actually, that whole first run, I had a wire underneath my throttle pedal, so hopefully it saved me some tires. Couldn't go full throttle the whole run.
Oh boy, that's
Gotcha.
probably
You got
one of
some,
the kids' doings, huh?
Yeah, probably.
got one of those Max Verstappen problems. Um,
Exactly.
so yeah, like I talked about, pretty much everybody behind you pitted. Gonna have some fresh tires. I think you're gonna be a setting duck here, Matt. Like you, you've been pretty dominant up to this point. You had some good practice times in practice, put down quite a few laps. Um, you feeling comfortable tonight? You feel like you can just keep leading this race?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, third place would be all right.
10-4. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you more later, Matthew. Thanks for talking to us, bud.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Matthew Hunsaker, everybody. Currently the race leader, pole sitter, and or was that Dave? Dave was the pole sitter, right? Or was it
No, Matt
Matthew?
was.
Okay, Matt was pole. Yes. Anywho, so pit
Not
stops
going.
during has cycled out second and third. We have a new second place man, brother Dave, no longer going to be stalking the six. It's now going to be Slaughter. So
So they're gonna extend
a
it
bit
one
of
more
a
lap.
change up as well. Deutscher has dropped a couple of positions down the totem pole. Bridgman is up a couple as well. He's up into fifth position. Archie is all the way down into 11th position. He was riding in sixth position before the time of this comp caution.
Alright, it should be good to go from here. That's the problem with all the pit stops and all that other fancy jazz. I become 11 to go. They would have went green with 13. But they had to let everybody get caught up. Everybody will be caught up here, and there is no more cautions. So it'll be all the way to the end. Yeah, what happened to Sammy? Oh, Jesus, he's way back there.
And getting the green flag, we are green again at Sonoma, Brian. Everybody getting up through the gears, getting up to the top of the hill yet again. A little bit of congestion, but a lot of give and take at the top of the hill too, so that's good to see. But Slaughter, like I said, he's going to be stalking Hunsaker. Everybody's got fresh tires, but Matt, was that a bold strategy or was that just high cotton? We're going to have to find out.
Oof. Boy, they get very close to that wall.
Oh, Bradford had a problem under braking. The truck was just wanting to turn on him. He almost found concrete, but luckily swerved away. But intense battle going on. Slaughter has got up to Hunsaker. Hunsaker has blinked away, I think. Something has happened with Hunsaker. And Bridgman going way wide, having a mistake, out drives himself on the exit. Exactly what I was talking about, Brian. And oh my goodness, Highball and Anthony getting together in turn 11. What happened to Hunsaker? Hunsaker's out of the race. It's like he just lagged out, Brian.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Now Slaughter in control of this race. Over Brother Dave Barry by a half a second. Power must have flickered or something at the Hunsaker residence, or maybe that cord to his throttle pedal finally gave way. Who knows at this point? Not 100% sure. So, coming to 9 laps to go at the stripe. We are working 10 to go here. Who is it going to be here in the BNR Truck Series as we're winding down here in the closing laps here at Sonoma? I know we just started, but we're now in the closing laps at Sonoma. So, wine country, I know when you're drinking, it goes by in a hurry. I tell you. So, it's wine country. I don't know what to tell you. So, what you thought was just going to be a wine tasting or maybe smelling, it turned into an all-day afternoon out, and your designated driver even got lost in a ditch. So, wine country. You see a lot of all sorts of, you never thought you would see things, right? But you see things. It's wine country. It's kind of like Gone Country by Alan Jackson, but no, it's a lot different. Just look at them dresses. It's Gone Wine Country. Barry hounding Slaughter now. Hunsaker led, dominated a good portion of this race. He dominated practice. He set down blistering laps in practice, put down a good lap for qualifying, and then now it's unfortunate. He must have hand grenaded an engine. Something happened. His truck said no more. So
Joe about almost lost it.
looks like it might come down to a 3-truck battle. Deutscher edging into the picture here. Joe probably had a Code Brown moment. He's recovering. He's slowly getting back to recovery, but he has fallen down outside the top 10 now. He is in 12th position. Make that 13th position, 14th position.
Yeah, Joe must have hit one of those turns wrong and made a oopsie. You see there, the 14 of Mike did get a little tail happy there, so.
So 7 laps to go at the stripe at about a minute and 17, minute 18. That should be 11 minutes to go. You know, you got to give a minute for extra cushioning, you know. These 3 guys could take each other out in one fell swoop, and then Brandon takes the win, you know. You never know. Anything is quite possible. I really like the way that Philip Bridgman did the numbers with he did some type of for a moment I could have sworn they are some type of glossy reflective on that 38 number. That's nice. Good job, Philip. Philip very insecure with himself. He doesn't give himself enough credit whenever he makes a paint scheme. We'll say he is a good little paint scheme maker. Mike Slaughter running these corners wide, getting to the exit curbs. Dave Barry keeping a bit tidier. That's what I'm seeing. And Zach just trying to get all he can for these 3 competitors here. 3 distinct different lines, too. Oh, that's the slip up that Zach needed from Dave to maybe have an opening here. But Dave's going to try to cut him off. And this is going to be some defensive driving here from Brother Dave to try to keep Deutscher at bay, but yet not lose too much ground to Slaughter. Kind of like the Roush numbering, or like how Trackhouse has been doing their numbers lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where Philip got that inspiration from, you know.
Well, at least next season we'll be able to see the 88 on one of them colleague cars.
You mean Trackhouse cars?
That's right. It's colleague.
It's okay.
Trinity, and then. Gotcha. That's right.
88 will be full time and for junior as well. And then Carson Quaffle got announced today. Heck yeah.
Oh,
What?
What?
Hey man. I can't wait. It's great.
He guys
I
were
tell
in
you.
his late model series.
Mm-hmm.
He's won a few races in that.
Yeah, championships, races. Dominating. Five laps to go. Can Slaughter hold off Dave Barry and Zach Deutscher here? They're pretty much setting identical lap times. Barry may be a little bit faster here, a little bit faster there. Brandon Moore, though, man, he's, setting the fastest lap times of them all, Brian, but he's way back yonder way. Bradford having some more difficulties here.
Yes, Matt's internet
Sorry.
has crapped out on him.
That is so unfortunate. Move there by Deutscher, looking, can't quite power back up, but he's to the door of the 56 machine. Barry able to get back by him and stay in front of him that lap with 4 laps to go. And is that maybe some traffic that the leaders may be running up on? Running upon? I believe that could be Anthony. No, that's Cameron. That's Cameron. Sorry, my sheet lied to me. Oh, it looks like that's going to hurt Brandon more. Out of anyone that's going to hurt, it's going to hurt B more. I do believe out of anyone there. Oh, you see, Dave is really struggling fighting with this truck. Zach's going to look again here. The same time he looked again. Dave trying to run him tight, but this time Zach looks like to have him. Does Deutscher have enough time to run down Slaughter? Can Brandon Moore do anything now with Dave Barry? Now that he has gotten past Cameron Smith.
Oh, here comes Mark Berry again.
You mean Dave?
That's it.
Mark ain't even here tonight. Mike Slaughter with a 2.5 lead coming into the final set of pointers here. Coming to get the penultimate lap. Like Brian said before, after the caution, stage break, whatever you'd like to call it, no more cautions, and we definitely won't see a green white checkered here tonight. This has been a pretty heck of a good race here at Sonoma, BNR Truck Series, brought to you by the BNR Racing Network here. Good slugfest. Matthew Hunsaker had a good practice, set on the pole, led the opening stanza of the race, but unfortunately his internet, he blew a motor this evening, ladies and gentlemen. But wasn't meant to be for Matthew, but at the moment, the battle for second, ever present. The lead still a 2.5 seconds. But second, third, and fourth, all together. As now Deutscher has opened up a gap on Brother Dave. Coming to the white flag, can Brandon Moore make a move on Barry? White flag will be waving for the leaders. Deutscher trying to chase down Slaughter. You see that now, riding on board the Unical 76 machine. It seems like at this point, maybe Slaughter's tires have just given up. They have given way. Who knows? Oh, a big moment there for Deutscher in the 38 machine. He has a big moment. That's going to allow Barry to drive back up to the 38. Deutscher can't just let it all go to the wayside now because it's pretty much still there. He can still see Slaughter, but he's got Barry hounding him now. And he's got traffic up ahead. How much pressure will this put under the leader as everything still a good half a lap or a third of a lap still to go? We still have to go into the one of the hardest braking areas on the whole track here. What's going to happen a little bit further back? Brandon Moore with a dive bomb, and Dave will have a crossover on corner exit. Who's it going to be coming off the corner? It's going to be a drag race. Brother Dave has some tire slippage. Brandon Moore is going to get through with third at the end of the race. What a race. What a race for the final spots of the podium there. It's a heck of a race. Wow. I am just beside myself for a road course. That is great. Brandon, he saw Dave gave him a lane and a window. I bet you Dave just kicking himself. He just can't. He gonna be beside himself. And my goodness, it kind of stuck. It somewhat stuck. I mean, he slid for what seemed like an eternity, but he had a window and a half. He had a door of opportunity that Dave held open for him. And you see the trucks navigating the bump there, going into the braking zone. And then Brandon said, "Hey, you left me this open. I'm taking it." And it's amazing. He did not, Zach, man, look at that. Wow. And he fit that truck in there. He got it to turn. It starts to turn for him. He finally gets it to rotate. But there's Dave. Dave's like, man, I got to try to beat him back off the corner. And he's trying. And he's going to light his tires up. And his truck's just going to start to break away from him. And gets real close here. I don't think they ever make contact. He's trying to keep it off of Brandon. Brandon's also trying to keep it off of Dave. Great sportsmanship by the two competitors to keep it off of one another. Great track awareness, great track precisionness as well. I don't think that's a word, but oh my goodness. Man. Whew. I am almost out of breath, I feel like, and it wasn't even that long of a race, but the final couple of laps sure made it interesting. What a show. Final race results. Mike Slaughter takes home the W here. Zach Doyster, Brandon Moore, that is the top three. Dave Barry, after being inside the top three all race long, gets it stolen. Sammy Archibald there drives back to fifth. Philip Bridgman sixth. Troy Daggett seventh. Anime in eighth. Christopher Campbell ninth. Tyler Kim 10th. Nathan Line 11th. Joshua Highball in 12th. Joshua Small in 13th. Aaron Bradford in 14th. Anthony Lane in 15th. Joe Stipe 16th. Cameron Smith and Matthew Blown My Engine Hunsaker in 18th.
See if we can wrangle up a few of these top three here.
What a creepy billboard. Anyway.
We'll talk to old Brandon. And there he is. Brandon.
What's up?
What a maneuver.
That's what I thought.
What a maneuver.
I thought you were going to take down that wall there.
Nah, I got brakes.
Truly what Brandon thought was, I haven't talked to Will and Brian in a long time at the end of one of these races.
I was determined.
And man, what a move. I can't get over it. So you guys broke away from the field. The top six broke away there at the start of the top 9-10 laps, shootout there. And it looked to be one of your guys' race to win. Maybe it could have been Matt, but Matt had other things to do apparently. Who else could it be? You guys really fought for it. Just what did you have to do to just be there at the end? Like what were you trying to, keep in mind, or who were you trying to know that you were going to have to fight with, or what, Brandon?
Well, I mean, there was, like you said, there's probably a battle between 4 or 5 of us, so I knew who was going to come down between. I just tried to keep the tires on it best I could and try to keep it on the track, think about points more than anything. and then if it come down to be able to, finish podium or wherever I'm gonna finish, we're just gonna give it our best shot, and that's what we did. We just didn't quite have the pace to get up there and wrestle with the lead.
Yes, exactly, and that's what we saw tonight. Slaughter was just slaughtering the field after Hunsaker decided to grenade his engine. So what a crazy strategy. Matthew didn't. He decided I want to stay with my old fresh, or his old tires. Everybody else pitted. Do you think that would have maybe worked out for him? He, maybe
I think
no.
Matt had a good shot at it. I think he could have
Yeah,
won that race.
he was hella quick, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah, he had really, really good pace. I was proud of him.
I was too, but always him and Archie always seems to have the worst luck, right?
Yeah, Archie tried to follow me down pit road. got a freaking black around him. Pit road closed right as soon as I went to the pit.
Pit reporter Brandon Moore, everybody. We were wondering what happened to Archie, so thank you.
I
Yes.
felt bad for him. He's like,
No,
how
you
the hell did you not get a black flag for closed pits that I did? He's like, I was like 2 car lengths back. I'm like, it's because you was 2 car lengths back.
Oh, that's great. That's hilarious. Oh my. Anyway, so gonna have to be some more better ruling or something looking into all that later on in the future, as Squidward
Oh
would
yeah,
say, right?
that's why
Texas.
that's why we got by with it, because I knew there was.
Yes, and it's like I'm saying, into the future. Texas Motor Speedway next week, Brandon. You've been well there before in the past. What's the mindset preparation Mike's going to going into Texas?
Yeah, I think it should be a fun race at Texas. I enjoy Texas. I like my 1.5 miles, so I like just tracks you can go out there, just start laying down laps, be consistent, keep tires on it, and then try to find yourself in position, to win those kinds of races. But should be fun.
Exactamundo should be fun and interesting. Tune in for that next week at Texas. Brandon, final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to give before we let you go celebrate? Go to bed.
I just want to thank all the drivers who come out to participate tonight. Thank Broadcast Booth as always, and looking forward to next week and hopefully having similar results at Texas.
10-4, Brandon. Hopefully we'll be talking to you then, bud.
Alrighty, sounds good. Appreciate y'all.
No problem, buddy.
Next up, we will have, what's his name? Zach Deutscher. Ladies and gentlemen, in the house, P2. Couldn't quite run down Slaughter, who was slaughtering the field. But, Zach, how's it doing?
It's doing.
Interesting. So, how you like old wine country? The hills and the ever flow of this course. You're a road course guy normally. So, like I said with Brandon, there was about 6 of you that kind of broke away, and then it kind of came down to about maybe 4 of you there at the end. Great battle at the end too, but you just couldn't quite catch Slaughter.
I made an oopsie.
Yeah, we saw. Maybe if you wouldn't have made the oopsie, or maybe if you had, maybe if it would have been like a 30-lap race, maybe.
I would have had him. I know I would have. I was watching my telemetry in the last 3 laps. I was about 2/10 to 3/10 faster than anybody.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe you closed out the race with the fastest lap there, Daniel Ricciardo.
Sir.
So, that's kind of what old Danny Rick did on his final race. So,
Wait, are you telling me this is my final race? What's going on?
No, no. I was just saying that's what he did a couple of weeks ago in Singapore for his final race. But
I'm still crying
anyway,
over that.
yeah, some people. I feel like he had been in the sport already too long, but he now has time to go do other things now, like other forms of motorsport. Texas next week. It's a place like Brandon. I was saying with Brandon, it's a place where you've been well there before. What's hopes, dreams, aspirations going into Texas there, Zach?
Like most tracks with these trucks, it's all about breaking away from the big DRS train, or we don't have DRS, but the big train of draft you carry with these trucks. So just maintaining the leads, staying out of trouble, like always. Be there at the end, and conserving your tires is going to be the big thing. It's a one-lane track in a way. You can make 3 and 4 work on the top, but it's definitely a one-lane track.
Yes, sir. 10-4. I do agree.
Sorry,
Texas,
I made a
you know.
mistake. It's Las Vegas.
Oh, Las Vegas.
Yep.
Same thing, though. It's still going to be a draft fest. It's all about just maintaining the gaps with people and.
You were the one saying Texas all night. I'm just saying you see what you did to me. I didn't even go check the schedule. I just believed in you,
I don't know.
like you
I
were
thought
some
it
type
was.
of Santa.
It happened.
Regardless, I mean, it's the same principle.
Yeah, it's the same one. One's a quad oval, the other one's a D.
Oh, it'll be a draft fest with these trucks. Are just how they are.
Yes, sir, indeed. So, final thoughts, shout-outs, anything else before we let you go there, Zach?
Shout out to you guys. Love watching you guys while I'm racing. Me and Philip's new team, STR. We got top 6 for both of us, so it was a really good night. Sponsors, friends, and family out there, and on to next week. And Mike, great win. If one more lap, I would have had you, buddy. But on to next week.
All right, Zach, thanks for talking to us. Like you said, on to Vegas.
See you guys.
Sir, awesome job. See you later. Next up.
Now, indeed, Mike. Mike.
Hey, Mr. Roberts. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Wow, so don't have to call me Mister. Mister. Anyway, so
Hey,
yes,
maybe
Mike.
he wants to.
Yeah. Hey, I respect
there,
that. That's all.
Hey there, Mr. Hunt.
What's up, buddy?
So
Good to see you.
yeah, back again in victory lane here. So besides having Matthew just disappear out from underneath us like he was a magician,
Man,
he
that's
was
unfortunate, man. I hate
right.
to see that.
Do you think he was going to be able to hold you off with his old tires?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I didn't put tires on that whole race as well, but him
You didn't put tires on?
No tires. See, the thing I learned with that, Willie, is these are kind of shorter races. And if you put tires on, you have that extra, that first lap is so much slower than people with old tires just because you got to get warmed up.
Right, exactly.
So
you got to get.
so
it's better to have a heat cycle.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, if we were to run, say, an extra 15 more laps, 20 laps, so on, then it would.
You would have totally,
Yeah, it would probably benefit you to put a set on, just because on the backside of a run, I'm sure, especially this place in a truck, it would get slick. I mean, it's slick on fresh tires, so. But yeah, so that was my strategy, and I think Zach behind me put tires on, and either way, I'm pretty sure he was faster than me as well. He just ran out of time there, made one mistake, and then I had enough of a gap till the end. So a little bit of luck tonight with the connection issues, and Zach couldn't. If he'd have had another lap, he probably would have got me. So little luck.
Like you say, a little bit of luck, a little bit of also. I'm just gonna say talent too. But you had to fend off Dave there for a while. He was really hard charging there at you. You know, he was looking every which way but loose, right? Until he was. So, Las Vegas next week. It's not Texas. So, Las Vegas, D-shaped mile and a half. What's fast? You know, what's the preparation or mindset you got to take going into that, Mike?
It's just like everywhere. Will, you got to keep yourself out of trouble. You know, if you can keep your truck up front, towards the front, and not get involved in anyone's accidents, because that happens all the time. Track position is, I mean, they say it in real life, and it really it translates to here. I don't know so much as like the clean air type situation where it benefits, but it really benefits you just staying, not having to race so much. You can run real clean laps, save your tires the best you can, but you don't have to race people. So, track position is going to be huge, and just being fast. I mean, that place is fast, and qualifying times are usually close together. So everybody's going to be running close together for an entire run. You don't really get too terribly spaced out. I mean, it happens sometimes if you get one of them incidents or something without a caution, and it kind of spreads people out or something. But typically, the pack stays together pretty good there. So just staying out of trouble.
Yes, sir, indeed. That's pretty much main keys, like you talked about, staying out of trouble and just, like you say, tire saving at Vegas
Yep.
can, comes into play a lot more than some people think. Final thoughts, shout outs, anything else you'd like to add before we let you go celebrate this dub? Congratulations again, Mike.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Yeah, and shout out my wife, kids, my biggest fans, and everybody, my teammates over at Southern E. And you guys, as always, broadcasters, admins, love you guys. Appreciate all you do.
Right back at you, Mike.
Yes, sir. Awesome job on the win, buddy. Nice to have you here, as always. Hell of a competitor, hell of a driver. Put it up there, give those boys a run for their money, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again at Las Vegas.
Hey, man, I hope so. I appreciate that. Those words, Brian. I race with you on Sundays, so I know you're a good, respectful racer as well. So it means a lot coming from you, buddy. Thank you.
Well, thank you, buddy.
You guys have a good night.
Everybody tells me I'm too aggressive, but...
No way, man. Come on now. Just perfect.
There you go. Hi, buddy. I'll see you Sunday at Talladega. Oh, God.
Alrighty, guys.
I tell I'm about to be sick of it. I did enough races today. Talladega.
Yeah. Oh, you can never get enough super speedway, Brian. Come on now.
I know. Hi, buddy. I'll catch you Sunday, bud.
All right. Thank you, guys. See ya.
Yes, sir. No problem. Have a good night.
You too.
Well, that shall do it here tonight from the BNR Racing Network. Well, we were a lot of action going on, a lot of ups, a lot of downs for some, a slick track for some drivers as we saw. So, nonetheless, we were still on our feet with the second, third, and fourth place drivers. So, nice quick doozy of a race, and not too bad. It doesn't keep us here long,
Yes, sir, Brian. It doesn't at all. It was a great action-packed race here at Sonoma. BNR Trucks, BNR Racing Network, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out, tuning in, being part of the race broadcast, and also the truckers, the drivers. Without them, we wouldn't be able to put it on. So thank you all, and have a wonderful and good night.